Good day, Saint. Welcome you to lesson 3 for this fourth quarter. This lesson shall run between 11th of October to 17th of October as we prepare for the Sabbath of 18th of October. The lesson for this week has the title Memorials of Grace. Memorials of Grace. Last week we looked at Surprised by Grace, and the other week we looked at Recipe for Success. So this week's lesson, like I said, is Memorials of Grace, and our key text, our memory text, comes from the book of Joshua chapter 4 verse 23 to 24. I will read in English Standard Version. It says that, "For the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan for you until you passed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up for us until we passed over, so that all the people of the earth may know that the hand of the Lord is mighty, that you may fear the Lord your God forever." Let me also read that verse in New King James Version. Joshua chapter 4 verse 23 and 24. Right. For 23-24, New King James Version says, "For the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan before you until you had crossed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up before us until we had crossed over, that all the peoples of the earth may know the hand of the Lord, that it is mighty, that you may fear the Lord your God forever." Amen. So to adequately prepare for the Sabbath of 18th, we have been asked that we may read Joshua chapter 3, Numbers chapter 14 verse 44, Luke chapter 18 verse 18 to 27, Joshua chapter 4, John chapter 14 verse 26, and Hebrews chapter 4 verse 8 to 11. Now, the police officer signaled John had to pull over. The officer asked for his driver's license, and at that moment it dawned on John that he had left his wallet with his driver's license in the office. John explained what happened, and the officer asked about his job. John responded that he was a professor. As the officer gave John a ticket, he told him not to think of it as a fine. "It's tuition," he said. "When people want to learn something, they pay tuition. This is your tuition to learn not to forget your license when driving. Have a good day, Professor." As human beings, we are prone to forget the things that are not constantly in our sight. We forget to return phone calls, respond to emails, what are the plans, send birthday wishes, and so forth. The list could go on. Forgetting about our spiritual needs, however, could have more severe consequences than simply receiving a fine, especially because we are dealing with what is literally our eternal destiny. Let's study crossing the Jordan by the Hebrews and see what we can learn from their experiences. So when we study the lesson for this week, we are preparing for the Sabbath of October 18th. This covers the Sabbath afternoon, being the introduction. So I pray that the Lord may keep you so that we meet tomorrow. So I just want to remind you that our memory text for this week is from Joshua chapter 4 verse 23 and 24. I read in New King James Version. "For the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan before you until you had crossed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he had dried up before us until we had crossed over, that all the peoples of the earth may know the hand of the Lord, that it is mighty, and that you may fear the Lord your God forever. Amen. See you tomorrow.